When India was born in 1947, it chose to be secular, but its very birth was soaked in communal blood. The word secular was added in the Indian Constitution through 42nd Amendment in 1976. But unfortunately, the word secular, that means exclusion of religion from the state, seems to exist solely on the paper. Our current Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that secularism runs in our veins. But is this secularism evident in actions? No, it's not. Imagine walking in a field and being approached by a person who asks you which religion you belong to. And the moment you say you are a Hindu, you are shot point blank. This happened not too long ago in the Pahalgam region of Jammu and Kashmir in the territory of India. Where was this secularism when people were murdered just because they belonged to a certain religion? Not only this, in 1985, the Supreme Court upheld a Muslim woman's right to alimony. And what did the secular government do? Overturned the verdict just to appease conservative Muslim clerics. Is secularism just a cowardice to kneel before the vote banks? The government of India has taken direct control over Hindu temples, a policy that is absent for the religious institutions of every other religion. Why is this selective intervention allowed to persist? Why the selective empathy? When religion and power shake hands, secularism is the first to die. 59 Hindu pilgrims were burned alive in Godhra, which triggered the Gujarat riots of 2002, killing hundreds of people. Why does secularism turn silent when the victims belong to the majority? Over 300,000 Kashmiri Hindus were driven out of the Kashmir valleys, raped and killed in 1990. But no secular protest, no global outrage and no political reckoning took place. An entire community was erased and the secular India looked away. Isn't this a national hypocrisy? We often find ourselves advocating for secularism. But when it comes to putting these values into practice, we fall short. Even today, Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar's words remain relevant. Separating religion from politics and state is crucial for societal progress. And in this changing India, all people desire is to be treated with love and respect. And if we really want peace and happiness, we need to identify ourselves as Indians before we associate ourselves with any other religion. Because history bears proof that united we stand and divided we fall. Thank you.